addressing the Nigerian people, because the mainstream media is a sellout in Nigeria. They are part of the problem that we have. Yes, Dr. Leo, I know, man, you are doing a lot of hard work out there. I see it's getting dark where you are, with this whole thing going on. Okay, go ahead and just continue. Let's not waste a lot of time.
Yeah. So the point being made essentially for me is that Nigerians should not be hopeful with the so-called coalition of the ADC.
Yes.
And I have enumerated the reasons why I consider the ADC as the worst thing that will happen to this country if they are allowed to access the political power at the presidency or whatever level.
Yes.
I'll give my reasons. We do not want a repeat of what has happened with the APC, the gang up with the APC. And at the same time, we should also work against with the ADC. The ADC does not hold hope for us. But let me say one important thing as well. Even as much as we're talking about the ADC alliance, I prefer calling it an alliance than a coalition. I have said it over and over again. I've written about it. Peter Obi is not the best fit president for Nigeria. But Peter Obi is the need fit president for Nigeria. I repeat, Peter Obi is not the best president for Nigeria. Peter Obi is the need fit president for Nigeria. Let me explain. What we are looking at for now is to have the access or corridor in power. Once you access that political power and chase this bunch of Methuselah recycled politicians,
yes,
you will not have a gateway to now see how you can move forward. Peter Obi has amassed the resources to do it. Peter Obi has amassed the resources to do it. And we do not have that resources to do it. Politics in Nigeria is extremely very expensive. And I know it's also very expensive in the United States as well. So as we speak, Peter Obi remains the need-fit president, but not the best president for this country. However, whoever is going to work with
question. What is Peter Obi doing in the ADC coalition? Coalition driven by criminals. Coalition driven by those who mastermind terrorism. Don't you think it's in a bad neighborhood?
Well, that is the same question. That is the same question I've also asked myself. What would Peter Obi be doing with a coalition ADC? What would Peter Obi be doing with an alliance like ADC? There's what we call empirical politics. There's an aspect of politics where we begin to play we have politics, we have politicking, then we have politricking, where you have poly and tricking. Now you have these three levels: politics, politicking, and politricking. Peter Obi is at the middle of politics, but he is overwhelmed by the forces of politricking. And so the only way for him to fit it into this axis between politics, politicking, and politricking is for him to assess the politricking.
We are missing a very important part of this particular question that he's addressing. I hope he comes back and we continue like that. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters from across Nigeria across Africa and around the world, Nigeria is in a dire trouble, and that is what we are trying to solve and find a pathway to it. We cannot solve it by a stroke of pen, but we can create a pathway that will bring people together, bring young Nigerians, vibrant Nigerians, intellectual Nigerians, Nigerians who want the best for their country, Nigerians who have freed themselves from the captivity of tribalism, religious nationalism, and regional bigotry. Yeah, those are the type of people, Nigerians who have freed themselves from hypocrisy, jealousy, and bigotry. Yes, Nigerians who have freed themselves from hypocrisy and then are ready to do good for their country. Nigerians who have lived outside Nigeria, like me and my sister Nancy and many of us who have seen that through leadership, a lot can be accomplished. Through focused and purpose-driven leadership, we can get a lot of things done. So these are the type of Nigerians that we are looking for. We are, in fact,